Hello, I'm Steve Poteet. I'm the communication specialist here at Bachman Academy. I'm joined today by Miss Bridget Owen. She is the Director of Admissions here at Bachman Academy. Good morning, Bridget.
Good morning, Steve.
Now, Bridget, I just arrived this fall
Right.
at Bachman Academy, and I was taken aback by how beautiful the campus is during the fall. Now, you've been here a number of years, and you have seen it in different seasons. Do you have a favorite season?
Well, my favorite season, I would say it's spring, when it's lush and green and really, really pretty, and you get to see the campus because of it's such a beautiful sprawl. So all that greenery is very calming and very relaxing, and then the flowers are blooming. So I would say it's my favorite season.
Great, I look forward to that, the
Yes.
spring coming on.
Yeah.
And you know, we love to have folks come to the campus any time of year. We
Certainly.
provide a guided tour for them, for families to come see the campus, and we certainly love to have them here.
Right.
But today we want to do a video tour of the campus for those perhaps that can't get here because of work arrangements or the weather or something like that, and we want to show them. And so I'd like for you to just walk through with us on this video tour and describe the many benefits of Bachman Academy.
Oh, certainly. That would be my pleasure.
All right, and on campus here, one of the most noticeable things is the campus chapel.
Oh yeah, the chapel is quaint and it has a lot of history. And what I like about the chapel is where we all meet. We meet as staff, we meet as students, we meet staff and students, and when we have our incoming families that are coming to school. So it's an assembly place. We pray in our chapel, we talk about current affairs, we discuss things as a school. So it's a really significant place on our campus because it's our meeting area. And of course, you know, the meeting area is the most important place. It brings us together. So I love our chapel. All
right, and then right up the stairs from the chapel leads us to the administrative building and the beautiful building there out front. Talk a little bit about that.
Okay, so this is our administrative building. On the right of the building, we have our administrative areas with our headmaster's office. My office is there, our financial director's office, academic coordinator, so nurses station, and attached to that would be our library or cafeteria, and on the other end of this building is the high school students' dormitory. So this building too has a lot of history. It has been at Bachman for years. We had an older gentleman who worked here a couple of years ago, and he said he actually lived in this building. So this building has transitioned over the years, and it holds a lot of who Bachman is and what we're about. So like the chapel, it's the heartbeat of the school.
Yeah.
It's the heartbeat. It's the engine room.
Right. And then beyond that building, we begin to see the rural setting that Bachman is known for.
Yes.
We're sitting at in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains here in East Tennessee, and we love it and enjoy it. We know our students do as well.
Right.
So talk a little bit about this scenery.
Okay, so this scenery is a part of the 188 acres of land that we are on, a lot of wooded area, but on this land we have some wildlife, good wildlife like deer and turkey, wild turkey, rabbits, and we use the environment, we use our campus as a part of our classroom. We have some picnic tables on our campus. We also work on it to have outdoor classes as well. Our kids have to walk across the campus, and in itself that is quite therapeutic for them. It helps them just to relax and to get to the next classroom. So walking from one building to the next across the campus is very helpful. It's very helpful to our population, which you know is a very different population, different learners.
Very diverse.
Very diverse learners.
All right, and talk a little bit about the horticulture.
Oh, horticulture is another area that we work on. So our horticulture is one of the 4 skills areas, and in horticulture, over the years that I've been here, we have grown flowers and we have grown vegetables.
And then we see the humanities building there.
This is our humanities building, which is made up of a number of classrooms, which are very small classrooms, because our population in each class would be a maximum of 5 students.
Okay. And then as we pan across the rural setting there, see the fields that the horses graze in. And then come on up to another one of our dorms.
This is our dorm. This is the dorm for our younger students, and it's called Lupton Dorm. And students who are 16 years and under, they live over here, and they have 2 dorm parents, and it's just like a dorm, except it's a it has a house setting, so it's very friendly and homely. So there's a living area, dining area, and then their rooms, and of course the wash area. So all our students are assigned to their different rooms.
All right. And then of course we pan right on around, see more of the horse pasture, and then on down the road there, which we'll visit a little later as we go down to the lake.
Sure.
We're going to come right on around and look at the Equine Center.
Yes,
there.
yes.
And then right on around to past the woodworking, which we'll visit later.
Sure.
And then that will bring us right on back to the quaint little chapel there.
Right.
The heart of the campus seems
I
like.
need to point out something too about the chapel. Beneath the chapel is our student center, that red door.
Okay.
And this is where our students meet on weekends, and they have games and just a little time of fellowship, time of relaxation. And sometimes they watch movies down there too, and some indoor games.
I see. Okay. And then from the chapel, let's go back down the road there to the lake. Talk a little bit about the Bachman Lake.
So we have a nice, wonderful lake. This is over 10 acres of water. It's a fresh lake. We get the water from a spring, but our lake is also used for educational as well as recreational purposes. So during the school week, we can use it for reenacting some of our classes, some of our lessons, our history lessons, literature books. Then on weekends, they tend to use it for fishing, because our kids are coming from all over the country, so they're the students who like to fish, and they hang out with some of the staff members.
I see, and I've been down to the lake. It's a beautiful setting, very peaceful.
Yes.
And activities are really great there for the students. And so from there, let's go up and visit the Equestrian Center, and we have available to the students horseback riding. Right. And equine science. And so talk a little bit about our horse program.
So we have 15 horses. A new one was born this year. Or those posts that you see there, they're about 5 posts, which again is the general size of our classes. Our students, they groom, they learn about anatomy and the physiology. And in equine too, we can certify our kids to be levels 1 through 4 riders.
Okay, that's wonderful. And let's go right on up then. And we're going to visit the mechanic shop there next. They'll see it as we approach there on the left, and we're going to go into the mechanic shop and talk a little bit about what goes on in there.
So, like all things mechanics, we fix cars. In our middle school, our kids are learning a lot about tools. They are learning about small engines. We generally start with small lawnmower engines. It's the concept that we're most interested in. They learn to test tire pressure, fill the tires with air. We have a lift inside our mechanic shop. They lift the cars. So of course our advanced students will be working more on the engine parts and doing a variety and a number of things in there. And then our beginners are learning about tools, are learning the basics of auto mechanics.
All right, thank you. And then we'll go from the auto mechanics to the woodwork shop, one of my favorite places.
Me too.
And talk a little bit about what we'll see in here.
Oh, all kinds of drills. Yes, that's Mr. Bob, our carpentry teacher. He's a wonderful carpentry teacher. Our kids are, for all our skills areas, and we talked a little bit already about the horticulture, the mechanics, it's safety first. And I know that's one of Mr. Bob's favorite things to talk about. So it's always safety. They learn to use the drill press. They learn to use the sanders. They get very creative in designing tables, in designing different things that are made from wood.
Okay, and from the woodwork shop we go into what we talked about earlier, the classrooms.
Yes, and this again is our humanities, and as you can see, this is one of our English teachers. This is Elizabeth Levitt, and this is one of our classes, small class again. We use a lot of Wilson in our classes, and Wilson is a specific reading method that is used with our students who struggle in the language arts area.
What we're doing now is one of the common core objectives is that they watch a film production of a novel and compare and contrast why did the movie producer leave out a character or leave out a scene, or why did they use language that was different from the book, or why did they skip a part. Good. Looking at some of those drama elements. So this is their last day to finish the movie, The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. You may, if you, but
I actually
raise your hand, okay? Go ahead.
I actually noticed that when that guy that was Gretel's.
This is another English class. Of course, the other one was had younger kids. This is a part of our high school, and in our high school, again, our kids are coming from all across the country. That's Diane Craig, or another of our language teachers, and she's just working with our kids in using a multi-sensory approach. If you notice, our kids are not just sitting writing as they would in a normal traditional classroom, but they are very actively engaged and involved in their lessons.
All right. And from the classroom, let's go visit up close one of the dorm
Or dorms.
areas. And this is another residential dorm.
It is, and this is our girls' dorm. And we have several girls over here, and their dorm parents. This is one of their rooms, and this is what a typical room would look like. A bed, a desk area. They have somewhere to put their toiletries. And we try to make it home away from home, and our kids are free to design their room or make it their space. Okay. So for now we have one girl per room.
Okay. And this goes into the dinette and then the kitchen.
Yes, again, this is a house, so we have several bedrooms, then we have a dining area, we have a kitchen, several bathrooms. The girls they get creative on the weekends or on the weekdays. Sometimes they bake with the dorm parents. They are cooking. Of course, they do have their dorm chores, as well as they have to maintain the area in which they live. They play games. This is another area where they sit and just have some fun time. And then again, there's also a living room.
All right, and we see in the living room there how they've the girls actually decorated this for the Christmas time.
Oh, very nice.
And here's the living room.
Yes.
I especially like the touch on the mantle and the fireplace there.
Yes. And this was a competition where they designed the room, the living area, with the other boys. The boys were designing their areas as well.
Okay.
So it's really home. So the girls have a home and the younger boys have a home. It's actually a house. Right. So it gives it a more home-like feeling and setting.